to Sophie M, who is the Programme Director of the Speech and Language Therapy course at the Universities of Greenwich and Canterbury Christchurch. On the course there's a conversation partner scheme which you make all new students do at the beginning of the course, which I've done. So we've got a couple of questions about that. First of all, how did you first hear about conversation partner schemes?
That's a good question. Well, the programme started in 2007, and it was something right from the very inception that we'd heard about the conversation partner scheme through Connect in London, and had thought that it would be a valuable thing to incorporate into the programme. So we did it right from the very beginning, from the first cohort that arrived.
What sort of so that you think is quite valuable? What sort of aspects of the conversation partner scheme?
I think we were really keen right from the outset to get the service user perspective and the development and use of service users within the programme right from the very beginning, and that was a good way of giving that emphasis to service users right at the beginning of the programme for students. Also, we were keen for students to gain real insight into what it's like to live with a communication impairment, and not just learn about the impairments themselves and SLT diagnoses and learn from lectures and from books, but actually to learn from the people who have the communication disorders themselves.
And is that part of why you make a student scheme right at the beginning before we've got any academic understanding of aphasia? And I think for other people who are considering becoming a conversation partner, they might think, oh, I don't know anything about stroke. They might think that it's just for speech language therapists.
Absolutely.
But so you don't need any.
No, I mean, I believe the scheme was set up with volunteers who were from all walks of life, so the fact that our volunteers, if you like, are speech and language therapy students is just a kind of added bonus. But actually we do ask the students to go in with an open mind. We're not asking them to think about diagnosing their conversation partner in terms of their communication. We're really just wanting them to go in and be a friend to that person with a communication impairment. So to go in, not to go in as a therapist at all, but to go in as a companion.
Yeah. And as a speech and language therapist yourself, what do you think are the benefits for somebody who has got aphasia of having those informal conversations as opposed to a structured therapy?
I think there are lots of benefits. I think one is that it's great for somebody who perhaps has been through speech and language therapy to practice some of their strategies, if you like, or to gain confidence in communicating with somebody outside of a therapy session, but trying to maybe generalise some of their communication improvements that they've got through therapy. And just being able to use their communication in a functional way is very valuable. I mean, somebody who gives them the time that they perhaps need to convey the message that they want to convey, somebody who's able to dedicate what's normally an hour to try and facilitate whatever it is the person wants to say or to understand.
Great. And last of all, what advice would you give for anybody starting a conversation partner, either a volunteer or a person?
What advice would I give? I would say don't be frightened. Sometimes students are a little bit anxious because they've not met the person before. It's a very different setting for a lot of students. They've not done that sort of thing before. I would say don't be scared, but go in with an open mind and be led by your conversation partner and what they're interested in. And you'd be surprised, I think, at how many things you might have in common or learn to have in common. And for people who are volunteering to be conversation partners, I would say give it a go. We've had lots of conversation partners give feedback around how they feel their confidence has improved and how they became friends with their student conversation partner.